And a pleasant good evening to you as we welcome you to Bob Sheldon's Post 74 and Huron Post 7. There'll be 2 games played today between these 2 teams, and Brookings finally returning back home. Post 7 Tigers 2-17 overall this season in league play, which includes teams in South Dakota in Class A minus Sturgis, and we'll get to that on what happened to them getting basically taken out of the standings here for the Class A season, but we can get Brookings wasn't scheduled to play Sturgis, so it doesn't affect them too much, but it might affect some other teams from around the state. Playoffs is here. Well, let's turn Brookings in the field to start things off, wearing the red jerseys with orange trim throughout. Hindering for Brookings, he comes set on the mound, and the first pitch will come 04 p.m. here in Brookings. A hot one over on the eastern side of South Dakota as that one's hit into the left. Trace Wentz, the first batter up, so he will lead off hit. 81 degrees here at Bob Sheldon Field. As Wentz gets lead off single, that'll bring up Chase Schuhart. Bunt, and he'll chop that foul on the right side. He's off with an 0-1 strike. As I mentioned, on the mound for the Bandits to start this one. Comes from the belt, and he'll send it in. Another bunt. This time it's picked up by Munering and fired over to first. Talon Hyde there to out number 1 on the board. That'll move Wentz up to second and bring up Tommy Martin, the third baseman Huron. He'll step in, hot pink colored bat. So he'll take it up over the shoulders and wait for the pitch. A runner already on second for Huron. Pitch from Munering is sent over. Facing it, he'll grab it, but that'll move Wentz up another 90. Now he'll be sitting at third base, and there's 2 outs on the board after that first left-handed batter. So he'll step in. 2 outs here in the top of the first, no, but a runner on third, knocking on the door for Huron. And it's going to miss outside the zone for ball 1. One ball, no strikes. It's Porras. He'll watch the pitch go by for ball 2. Brookings kind of in the midst of a tough week, as that's going to be hit into. Will bring the runner in. So just like that, Huron will stand in at first with 2 here in the top of the first. Watches the first pitch, and that'll hit the corner for strike 1. Brookings played Aberdeen yesterday, coming back and hosting Huron for 2 here tonight. So that one will miss for ball 1. And then turn around and host Volga tomorrow, an all-day affair, all levels of baseball against each other between these two towns, separated by only a hand. That misses outside for ball 2. Tomorrow, and we'll have it here on the Brookings Radio Sports Network. But first, they have 2 tonight after sweeping Aberdeen yesterday. That's chopped over to second, and that'll be picked up. And that is out number 3. So 1 run gets pushed across off of 2 hits. There were no errors, and 1 runner was left on. Bottom of the first inning. As the Bandits will get their first chance. We'll be back right after this. Sports Network.
Center fielder, number 6, Nolan Krogman.
And that's going to get started off with Nolan Krogman getting hit on the side of the leg, so he'll move over to first base. Huron leading 1-0. They're getting a few runners on base in the top of the first inning. The shortstop, Baker Hansen. And Krogman will take his lead off of first. A Siegschlag, and the throw in at second is not going to be in time. Krogman will take the second bag as well. In scoring position. Thrown. And that's going to be lined into right field. Coming around to score is Krogman. The throw in time. And Brookings, just like that, has tied it up.
Up next, third baseman, number 17, Jace Bauer.
So Bauer will step up now as Hansen gets that RBI single. And he'll be the runner at first base now. First pitch to Bauer is in there for strike 1 from Siegschlag. Well, I mentioned the push. Go to Class A baseball as that's hit over to third. Missed by the third baseman, Martin, so no play. Second, Bauer will be in at first.
Now at the plate, first baseman, Talon Hyde.
It'll be base hit for Bauer, and Hyde will step in on the right-hand side plate. Runners on first. Hit softly, and it'll trickle foul on the first base line. That'll go in the books as strike one. So Hyde will come back to home plate and settle in once again. Bauer at first base. And 1 run to tie it up here in this half inning. Going to be picked up by Porish. They'll try to get him, but he speeds down the first base path too fast, and he'll make it there, so that'll juice up the bases on that bunt single. Going to get some runners in. So Harris, number 10, in the red jersey, watches first pitch go by, outside for place. They would get the 7th seed, and they would host a Renner for that best-of-3 playoff series here at Bob Sheldon. To the catcher Anderson having to go out to stop it from going past him and potentially. But Brookings kind of in a tight battle with Rapid City Post 320 in Harrisburg, as that's fouled off towards the left. That'll move the count to 2 balls and 1 strike. Be played here in the next few weeks for Brookings. A total of 7 of them if you count just the ones inside. Hit towards third, picked up by Martin. Foul. So timeout called by Anderson from behind the plate. He'll go out and meet his pitcher Siedschlag. Out, already a run scored in this bottom of the first inning for Brookings. And Harris will step back in there with an even 2-2 count. The pitch from Siedschlag will miss, down and away for ball 3. So that'll move the count to full. Siedschlag. And that misses outside, and he'll do just that. So Brookings will take the lead off of that walk. Hansen will come down and score, and Harris will and Harris first as Cooper Schneider, the second baseman, will stand in. Side for ball 1. Mentioned only 2 wins on the year, one of them coming in. That was back on June 10th. Lost 6 straight. They're swept by both Sioux Falls Post 15 West and Mitchell Post. Camping under it is going to be Stolly. Abbott, but that'll get 1 runner in as all the other brings in another one. It is 3-1 Bandits. Tane Friedrich, the step in now. With now 1 out. First pitch to Friedrich in there for strike one. Coach's box again. And the pitch. That's going to miss, but they've got Harris in a run down between first and second, and now they've got the runner at second involved in it too. So running back and got two runners at second base safely, but they eventually get the lead runner out. So Hyde's going to be out at second, so that'll leave Harris as the lone base runner. So what was almost able to get that out of that one unscathed. That'll be the second out of the inning as another pitch comes across, and that'll be ball two. 2 balls, 1 strike for Friedrich. And let it go past him for strike 2. Try to steal second, and he's in there. No problem. And the count will move to full. 3 balls, 2 strikes for Friedrich. Runner on second, and 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. And Friedrich will take the walk. Move over to first base.
Up next,
Now Brookings again has 2 runners on the base path. As Trey Christopherson will step in. Left fielder bats left-handed. Siegelaw gets ready on the mound. Yesterday, defense was hot, putting up quite a few runs in their 2 games. So that one is inside ball 1. So it's a 1-1 count. They're able to win 13 in game 2. So that pitch in there for strike. That got him back to 500 overall at 10-10 on the year. Play. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and here's the pitch. Oh, he still doesn't know where he is. Runner is coming around third, but he'll slow things up and set. So the 2 runners move up 90 feet. And Christopherson will step back in with the 2-2 count. And that swung on and missed for strike 3, and that will end the inning. But now lost 3 runs, 1 hit, and 1 error. They will leave 2 on base. We'll head, and Huron will get another chance to put some as we come back. You're watching Post 74 Baseball on the Brookings Radio.
Top of the second inning for Huron, the designated number 4, Zach Shear.
We welcome you back as we begin inning number 2. Brookings leading 3-1 over Huron. And here immediately as Zach Shear gets into the box and calls time. Now he climbs back in and we're in frame. First pitch called ball 1. Shear will hit that into left field. Go for Huron, and that's how they scored their 1 run bottom of the first. That was Trace Wentz, who eventually came around. An Andy Porish single, but Shear's zone. Coming up to Elijah Shreve now. The Huron, and that's called strike 1. No balls, 1 strike. Metering still on the mound. He'll try to throw over to first, and here the runner. So the count's still 0-1 to Shreve at home plate. And that's hit into left, and that'll get over the shortstop. So Shear will move at first. And this game already has so far with the advantage by 2.
Nolan Staley.
So Staley will come up to bat. The runner in scoring position for the Post 7 Tigers. Take their leads off their bases, nobody holding either of them on. Metering will throw back to second. Time to get the lead runner Shear. So Jude will climb back up on the hill. Get ready to throw his 17th pitch of the game. Round to bunt is Staley, and he's going to get it over to the pitcher and throw. It advances the runners up to second and third.
Now batting, the catcher, number 3, Oakley.
And to round out the lineup, Anderson will come up. Oakley, Anderson, the climb in with runners at second and third for Huron and 1 out here in the inning. It's chopped foul on the left side. To Andrew. Upstairs, ball 1. Try and pick him off at second, and they got him. Good play from Endering, and as well as the shortstop Hansen to get over there and catch it. That'll be at the plate is 1-1. The runner just left on third. Strike 2. One ball, 2 strikes. As Metering kicks and delivers, that's hit into. Camping under it is Nolan Krogman. He picks it up. Two more hits, but no runs come across. No errors for Huron. We move to the bottom of the second here, and Brookings still leading 3-1 here in game 1 of our doubleheader. Stick with us. On the Brookings Radio Sports Network. Three to 1 the score. Brookings by 2 over Huron post 7. As welcome you back to Bob Sheldon Field. Brookings was able to put of the first. Siege Schlag still on the mound for Huron. They're going to try a cleaner inning here. The last of the will be ball 1. It was 20 pitches in the bottom of the first inning for Siege Schlag, as that's going to be hit up the middle by Ben Schulte, the catcher, and the leadoff single for Brookings. Get a base runner on again. They were able to push their first 3 batters across, with Krogman getting ready to climb into the batter's box for his second.
Now batting number 6, Nolan Krogman.
Possibly be a courtesy runner as soon as I can get to it, but Krogman will come across for strike 1. The 0-1 pitch will be more. 1 ball, 1 strike to Krogman, and the runner on first and no out. Siege Schlag sends it home. Back. Strike 2. That misses upstairs and brings the count even. Krogman will hit it second. Hofer not able to grab it. Gets away from him, but he's able to keep the runner just to second base, as Krogman's going to be sitting there at first.
Now at the plate, number 20.
So Hansen will come up. Shortstop again a second time around. They're going to rule that Krogman will reach on that error, and it's the second one of the up by the catcher Anderson, and he throws it over Krogman's head. One runner's going to come around and score, and they're going to hold the third. So Brookings pushes one more across as home from first, or pardon me, courtesy runner. That was Nolan Wagner who did come around to score. Bring Krogman to third and hands after the throwing error from the catcher. Third error of the game. The first pitch will come in for. So runners on second and third for Brookings. So they lead it now to 4-1 in the bottom of the second. That ball gets away from the catcher, and another run will come in to score. That's Krogman coming in from his second run scored of the game. And Brookings. So now runner just left on third, and that's Hansen. He advanced as well. Bauer will step back in with a 2-0 count. Pitch from Siegschlag. In there, and it gets past the catcher again. So he'll head to first base off the hit by pitch. Conversation with the infield. It's Jason Babel. The catcher will go ahead and join all the infielders. Talk about what to do here. Trailing by 4 in the pushed across in the first. Are here in the second for Brookings. So Babel will head back to the dugout. No changes. Mound. As Talon Hyde will climb in now with runners on the corners at first and third. Siegschlag. That one misses down low for ball 1. Bauer the runner at first, Hansen at third. Siegschlag misses outside, ball 2. He had a single in the first inning. His lineup made it up to the plate. In there, strike 1 called. Bad. Go, doesn't matter anyway as he hits that into right field. That's going to go into. That'll bring the runner around third. They bring him in and he scores from first. Brookings, and they lead it 7-1.
Nice hit, Cal.
Now batting, number 10, Jay Harris.
Here we go, Jay.
The first down of the inning as he tried to push it over to third but got thrown out. That'll leave the bases empty. He scored 2. And gonna make the catch That's Hofer traveling out into the outfield grass, leaving.
Up next, 9.
That'll be
Cooper Schneider.
out number 2. So Cooper Schneider will come up, the second baseman. And again, a 7-1 game here in the bottom of the second. Get hit on the arm, and he'll to be the base runner.
Now at the plate, number 28.
Friedrich will get his second chance. He got walked in the first. Schneider able to get to third using his speed after trying to steal second, and they throw it into so 2 stolen bases for Schneider, and Brookings is a runner in. The pitch from Siedschlag, fouled backwards by Free. The 1-2. Pardon me, that was just the 1-1, so that'll be strike 2. Hodge sends it home, and that's hit over to right. Going to be the first baseman, Porish, to make the catch, and that will be out number 3, but Brookings pushes across. 4-1. Here's we move to third. We'll be back after this. You're watching Post 74 Baseball on the Seven to 1, Brookings leads in as we are through 2. Here sitting black on a hot day on the eastern side. Celebrate the nation's 250th birthday. Here, Meandering still on the mound, rocks and delivered.
10, Trace wins.
Go in the books is strike number 1. So we're back to the. As Trace Wentz steps back in, waits for the pitch. That will be strike. Bottom of the first, 4 in the bottom of the second. Gets him to this. That's upstairs, ball 1. Definitely a hole to climb out of offensively for the Tigers of Post 7. 2-1 That's hit into left field. A nice hit there for Wentz, and that'll be the second hit of the game for him. Position, and that'll bring up Chase Shohart. Take a practice swing before he steps in with the runner on first and no outs here in the third inning. Meandering, getting set. Tip off his metal bat into the backstop for strike one. Wentz taking his lead off at first, and they throw over there, not able to get him. So he will remain there, and the count still 0-1 here at the plate. That's in there for strike two. Third, runner's going to be out at
Up next, number 11, Tommy Martin.
So Shohart reaches over that fielder's choice, and Tommy Martin will come up to bat. Runner still at first for Huron, but one out on the... hits on the outside edge. Strike one. Another pickoff attempt over to first, unsuccessful. Shohart will Meandering will deal to Martin. Over on the right side, and that's going to hit on the Brookings dugout. That moves the count to 0-2. There's the pitch. In there. Strike three looking. Good afternoon, good evening, and good night. That'll be the second out of the inning.
Number 25, Andy Porish.
So Porish will come up now. That runner still on first, represented by Shohart. 2 down in the inning and trailing 7-1 is Huron. First pitch to Porish, setting down the right field line foul for strike one. Porish so climb back over his shoulder. And the pitch from Meandering, even at 1-1. Right arm dangling at the side of Meandering as he comes, delivers. That's fouled off and back and to the left. Climb back in. The pitchers count 1 ball, 2 strikes. Meandering sends it in. So that'll bring us to 2 outs, 2 balls, 2 strikes. They throw it over to first again. His 36th pitch. It's going to be chopped over to Hyde at first. As one runner is left on base, no runs scored. That brings the total to 5 so far, and no errors as well. Here in Game 1. We'll be back after this. You're watching Post 74 Sports Network.
Leading off the bottom of the third, number 1, Trey.
So the 8th batter in the lineup will step in. He'll climb into the left-handed side of the batter's box as we enter into the bottom of the catcher after being too low for ball 1. Strikes is the count. Siegel on the mound. As that one misses outside. He'll climb back. Here in the third frame, the 2-0 pitch. Again down low, that's ball 3. Getting up there in the pitch count, that'll be 2 that just went across. Then the 3-0 in there, strike 1. No problem on that one. Second time up, struck out to end the bottom of the first. So this time he'll walk. That'll bring up the last batter. Ben Schulte. And he'll so he'll dig in and see the pitch from Siegschlag come to the plate. Andrew stop that one from going past him for that still is. Schulte was able to where's DeBunt? He pulls it back. Runner's gonna steal second, and he's shortstop Shreve not able to keep the ball inside of his glove. Bandits have another runner in scoring position. Siegschlag sends it home. He's able to get that one strike back. Christofferson will take his lead off of second, and Christofferson will get ready for the next pitch. The 3-1 in there for strike 2, so that'll bring the count to full as Siegschlag is battling back here in this at-bat. Slow trickler up to first. Porsche is going to come out and try to beat him to the bag. He dived head first. Was not able to beat out the fielder. So that'll be out of the inning as will move over to third. That brings us back to the top of the order, Nolan Krogman. So far we'll have had a plate appearance in the first 3 innings of the game. That misses, gets past the catcher. Christofferson comes in to score, and it's 8-1. For Brookings. Count is 1-0 at the plate to even the count up at 1-1. In his first 2 appearances, well, the first one in the first inning, Krogman was hit by a pitch, then eventually came around. That's in there for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Climb back in, and in the second, for 2 of the 8 Brookings runs. That's outside to bring the count to 2-2. It's tipped foul. The count stays the same at 2-2. Pardon me, that was 65 pitches. This is number 66 for Siege Schlag. And again, he kind of half came around and right side. So again, staying hit into play, high in the air, drifting back. Grab to retire. Or pardon me, that is not
Now
moving like it was that. That's just that one is a nice hit into the gap. Schuhart will come over and he'll grab it for out. 1 more run comes across, and Brookings leads it 8-1. No hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. I say thank you to Brookings Chiropractic Center and Physical Therapy. They have your back this season. Team up with their expertise for all your chiropractic, physical therapy, injuries, DOT physicals, and acupuncture. Located on 967-222. Brookings Chiropractic Center and Physical Therapy. We'll be back with the 4th inning after this on the Brookings Radio Sports Network. So Meandering will come back out for his 4th inning of work for the Bandits. 1 after pushing a run across in all 3 innings so far, allowing only 1, and that was back in the first from Huron. Step back up, the second baseman in his 2nd plate appearance for the Post 7 Tigers. So he'll climb in. Meandering nods up and down as he's got the sign from his catcher, Schulte. And he sends it, and it hits the leg as he spun around to try to avoid the ball, but ends up getting. Hofer off the hit by pitch will settle in at first base. And Zach Shear, the designated hitter, will come up runner on first for Huron. It's going to be hit over to short. Second over to first, and it's not in time. Close to being a double play, but sheer bare.
Now the plate, number 13.
That'll be out number one, and Huron will still have next year. Elijah Shreve coming up to bat now. Ball one. To get the lead runner for the Brookings defense as that one is fouled backwards. Brings it even at 1-1. The pitch from Meendering at the 1-1. Fouls it back at all. Have the safety netting. And there's a little area where if the ball hits exactly right, it can get through. If you can't quite see that, that's kind of in a blind spot, and that one swung on for strike three. Shreve is set down on pitches, and Nolan Staley will step up to bat. With 2 outs on the board for Huron and that runner on first, represented by Shear. That's lifted over into the right field area. Schneider, the second baseman, floating over there to make the catch. And that will be out number 3. No runs, no hits. Left on base for Huron, and we move to the bottom of the 4th. Brookings watching Post 74, the Brookings Radio Sports Network. Eight to 1 the lead for Brookings as we enter. Jace Bauer, the third baseman, to step up to bat for Brookings. Here's Siegschlag still on the mound for the Huron Post 7 Tigers in game here this Wednesday evening. The first pitch to Bauer will miss for ball. The starting pitcher for Huron so far, and that was pitch number 60. Across the diamond to Porish, and they record out number 1.
Up next, number 20.
Each slog has eclipsed 70 pitches now. That was number 71. He's been able to go the distance so far for Huron in this game. It looks like he was able to shield it from his face. There's a little bit of Hofer will pick it up and throw him first. Looks like he might have gotten his glove up to save it from. So he's all right. That's out number. Will step into the right-handed, and Siegschlag will send the next pitch, and that's strike one. No balls, one strike, and the pitch from strike two. Good pitch from CJ. That misses ball one. So far, I mentioned earlier, Brookings has been able to push it first 3 innings. 3-4-1, and that one called strike three. Out, and Brookings not able to get a run across home plate. No hits on. We'll be back after this. You're watching Post 70. Eight to 1, Brookings leading over Huron as we were to Bob Sheldon Field. Decided tonight's doubleheader. As we turn the calendar to July, kind of an exciting time here at Brookings Radio, but also an exciting time for Brookings baseball as well, as they're in the middle of a playoff, becoming locally owned once again. Cammy and Derek Powers taking it. That one misses outside for ball one. So both on the air, and we're starting this new venture, video sports. So definitely in a time where you want to be tuning in, as that one's right backwards. And that'll even the count up at 1-1. But Brookings in the middle of that playoff push. Today they would host Renner in a best of 3. That misses, ball two. But because of something that happened, every team is guaranteed to make it to a playoff, all 3. So the state tournament this year, out in Rapids, Post 22 hosting it, so they automatically get into that state tournament. Meendering sends it home, and that's high and outside for ball 4, and Oakley Anderson will go over to first. That'll bring us back to the top of the order. Center fielder will step in now, and a courtesy runner for the catcher, Oakley Anderson.
Entering the game for
courtesy runner. First, Meendering on the mound. And when into left field, Christofferson trailing back. He's going to make the... And Anderson, Brock will stay over at first, so out to left field for out number 1, and that'll bring up Chase Schuhart. But Rapid City hosting the state, usually 16 teams in Class A Legion Baseball in South. moved from the Class A standings last Tuesday. That misses for ball one. As done by the South Dakota American Legion Athletic Commission, and they cited it, the decision was made because of Sturgis's inability to other Legion programs. So that's hit into center field, so Huron center as well. That the commission released, this decision was made largely due to Sturgis' commitments to other Legion programs across the state, including multiple forfeits today. Now, Sturgis is not on Brookings' schedule. So going to play them anyway, but it does mess with some other teams that were going to play with Sturgis, because now those won't count. Make it to either the playoffs or, in Rapid City Post 22's case, the state tournament. So that's in. Kings will play in a playoff series regardless of where they finish in the standings, and Huron currently in last place at number 15. They would play number 2 Yankton because they're hosting. It's in there for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Martin, who's in there batting for Huron. Meanering steps off, so Post 22 is the top team in the state anyway, followed by Yankton, then Brandon Valley, Sioux Falls West, and then behind them Watertown, Pierre, Renner, Mitchell, Sioux Falls, and then Huron to round out the standings. Strike 3 going to be called there. A 1-2-3 inning, or pardon me, a walk, and then left on base, no runs come across, no hits, and no errors. Top of the 5th. We head to the bottom of the 5th as Brookings can potentially add on to here, and we'll be back after this. You're watching Post 74 Baseball.
No. Huber.
Fifth inning, a new pitcher on the mound for Huron as CJ Siechlag goes 4 innings, 8 runs, giving up 8 runs and 4 hits, striking out 1, walking 2, and the new pitcher to come on for the Tigers as Brookings come across. Time this game in the bottom of the 4th, and starting things off, the second baseman Cooper Schneider came in to face the new pitcher. So Brookings the upper hand now. They lead it 8-1, and the first pitch from Huber will skip past the catcher after hitting into the ground. Ball 1. One ball, no strike, and the kick and deliver from Huber. That misses for ball 2. That pitch upstairs, ball 3. Third pitch of the appearance for Huber, yet to throw a strike. Will step back in after singling in the second and flying out to center in the first. The pitch. That'll bring up the designated hitter. Brookings will have that run. Important down the stretch as we begin the final month of Legion Baseball for Ball 1. That, of course, true for every team except the one that makes it to the Central Plains Regional Tournament, the state champion. That misses outside for Ball 2. Two balls, no strikes. For Ball 3. That pitch. Strike 1. Three balls, one strike. That's full. This year's Central Plains tournament will be in Mandan, North Dakota this year, followed by Fargo. As that misses down low for ball. Will also walk. Schneider will move up to second. Two straight walks to start off the appearance for Huber. Trey Christofferson, as he'll step in. So the state champion from South Dakota will head up to Mandan. Get to the American Legion World Series in Shelby, North Carolina. There's 1-0. It's been in Rapid City a handful of times. Runners are going to go from second, throw down to third in time. That'll be out number 1 on the board. The Friedrich will move up to second, so runner in still who's facing a 1-1 count at home plate. Outside the zone, ball 2. Fargo quite a bit. In fact, that's where Brookings just were at the Jim Peterson FM Invitational. 2 at that event. Earning wins over Thief River Falls and Bloomington, their first and last game. Michael and Fargo Post 400, who will be hosting that Central Plains tournament next season. That skips past the catcher. It will be ball 4 anyway, but gonna try and push it to second, and he's in there. Christofferson showing off the wheels. Scoring position now as the pitch gets past the catcher. In here with only 1 out in the bottom of the 5th. That first pitch comes across. Ball. Second one to Schulte in there for strike one. Schulte 1 for 2 on the day. He's singled in the second. That misses ball 2. Third inning was an unassisted putout from the first baseman. That's in there, strike 2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. Still only 1 out. Here in the last of the 5th. Swung on, fouled backwards. Count 2-2. And here's the pitch. Outside ball. Full count coming up for Ben Schulte. With at second. The 3-2 inside. So
now
that's
batting number 6.
4 off for Tice Huber. Coming in relief this inning for CJ Siegschlage, who started off the game.
Number 3, Nolan Wagner.
First pitch from Huber to Krogman for ball 1. Courtesy runner Nolan Wagner over at first. This is loaded, 1 out for Brookings, and the pitch to Krogman. The side, ball 2. And the 2-0 gets away from Anderson. He collects it. No harm done, but it is a 3-0 count to Krogman. Misses ball 4, so they walk a run in. Friedrich will be the one to score.
Hansen.
Still juiced. As Christofferson will move to third. Schulte to Krogman at first off that walk. And after 5 straight walks to settle in at home plate, that misses ball 1. One ball, no strike. Brookings leading by 8. The pitch in there, strike 1. One ball, 1 strike, and here's the pitch from Huber. Away from Martin, he picks it up on the run, over to first. He's got it in time, but Christofferson will come in and score. 10-1. Brookings leading over Huron.
Number 17.
Will be at second and third. There will be 2 outs on the third baseman for Brookings. He'll step back in. On low. Brings the count to even. Two runners in scoring position for Brookings with the big lead already, 10-1. That's ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. Brings it back. Net 2-2. High in the air, Anderson having to leap to grab it in his glove. The count is full for Bauer. Payoff pitch. Swung on into left field. That could have gotten down. That would have brought in possibly. Remains at 3-2. He steps back in the right-handed batter's box to face Tice Huber. The pitch. It's looking and called, and Huron gets out of that jam, but not before 2 more runs come across, and Brookings leads it 10-1. We'll be back here with the 6th inning right after. For Brookings Chiropractic Center and Physical Therapy, they have expertise for all of your chiropractic, physical therapy, and needs for your back and neck pain, headaches, sports injuries, DOT physicals, and acupuncture. Located on 22nd Avenue, you can call 667-222. Physical therapy. We're back with the sixth after this. In this time for his 6th inning of work, and leaders trailing 10-1. As we move in, look around, go to Class A Senior Legion Baseball. Is that pitch is for ball 1. A few other teams in action here tonight. As the 1-0 comes from Meendering. That misses for ball 2. Sioux Falls start at 5. Post 15 East on the road to Krogman trying to make the grab with one hand, not able to. Going to be in there for a triple, standing up. And that's a hit that not a lot of pitches left in this game. A couple post 320 Stars hosting Sturgis. It's going to be chopped over to short. Hanson and Huron, another run. That makes the score 10-2.
Now at the plate, number 4, Zach Shear.
Shear swings at pitch number 1 there. Rapid City using their Firecracker tournament. They're taking on Napoleon, Ohio tonight at 8:30. Count is 1-1. Ball 1 strike. Hit, Shear gets it into center. Krogman diving, trying to make the catch, not able to do so. So backs against the wall. Huron starting to do some hitting here in the top of the 6th, already pushing 1 run across. They're not too far away from here in Volga post 114, who this Bandits team will face tomorrow, taking on Colt 206, a fantastic mascot named Goats. out there at Hoff Field. That is set to just a one-off game there. The 1-0 pitch. It over, slow roller to short. They bats it over to second, and slow raise of the arm from the umpire. That is going to be outs in the inning. Runner on first, still for Huron. It's Nolan Staley. Step up to bat. In terms of amateur baseball in the area, down in Harrisburg tonight to take on the Harrisburg Woodies and Volga Cormorant. Ramona Express in Ramona, both of those games set to start at 7:30. First pitch in there for ball one from Meendering to toss it over to first, a 1-3 put out there, and Huron does get one more run across. No errors and one left on base. So we will head to the Brookings leading it 10-2. You're watching Post 74 Baseball on the Brookings Radio. Potentially the last inning of offense for Brookings. Here is step up, 10-2. The Bandits leading in the bottom of the sixth. If they are over, I also believe there may be it to end here in the bottom of the sixth if they get enough runs. Talonhide, the first pitch be a ball and second one be a strike. Count now at 1-1. Single back in the first, and most out to second, so that's in there for strike two. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Brookings with the big lead here late in the game. At first, and another 4-3 put out, this time for out number 1. That right fielder, Tice Huberst. So far just coming in to the game. That's in there, strike. First 5 batters, on 2 to score. That one will get away from the catcher Anderson. Nobody on the base path, so they just call it a dead ball, give the ball back to Huber on the mound. We play on. It's the right-handed batter. Sends it in. It's hit in between short and third over to left field. That's a
now batting
Schneider.
Cooper Schneider.
At The runner on first and an out on the board. Pitch from Huber, hit straight over to Shreve. They to second to Hofer. He throws it over the first baseman's head. Is off. He tries to dive in between the legs of Porish, but a double play on that one was a throwing error, but then able to get it back. So we'll see what they land the sixth very quickly. We head to the seventh. We'll be back right after this. You are watching Post 74 Baseball. Brookings Radio Sports Network. Brookings with the lead here as we enter into the top of the seventh inning and a chance to end game number one here with three. Bat for Huron, post 7, Oakley Anderson. The batter in the order will step in the left-handed batter's box and will face for Brookings trying to go the distance here in game one. First pitch from Meendering, hit up in the air by Anderson. Third baseman Bauer calling off the dog. Stop that one for out number one. The center fielder, he'll step up and settle in. He's 2 for 3 on the day, 2 hits and a fly out to left. Is 1 out here for Huron. Meendering sends it home, and again, first pitch swinging into play. Harris field. 2 pitches, 2 outs, and Huron down to their final chance. Number 2 batting second. Meendering getting the sign from the catcher Schulte, and the pitch up high for ball 1. .70, that's fouled backwards by Schuhart. That'll be 1 ball, 1 strike, and the pitch fouled again on the left side, so Huron will be down to their final strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. On the hill getting the sign. The kick and delivers. In there, strike 3 looking. Kings. Will 11 and 10 overall, 8 and 5 in Huron. However, 2 and 18 overall and 1 in league play. Until game number 2 of this doubleheader gets going, we will leave the stream up. You can hang out and back here in just a little bit for game number 2 for you between the win over the Tigers in 7 innings. Here in this one. 1 hit for, hits for Huron. And 3 errors, while Brookings 10 runs, 5 hits, and no errors. Once again, we'll be back in a little bit for game 2. You're watching Post 74 Sports Network.
Get out of the car. Get out of the car and come over. Didn't understand. She said, okay, okay. Just slow down and put it out the car because she said, okay. And then they were like,
Leading off for Huron.
And we welcome you back. Bob Sheldon Field here for game number 2 between Huron Post 7 and Brookings Post 74. We get started off with Trace Wins knocking that one into
Chase Schuhart.
for a base hit. Bring up Chase Schuhart, a left fielder. In game 2 for Brookings, Max Jensen. So he's on the hill there, looks back towards first. For ball 1. Huron rolling out pretty much. Oakley Anderson's going to be pitching as that one swung on and missed in the second, and they say you didn't get him in time. So Oakley Anderson, who was the catcher, and will be behind the dish for Huron. We'll get to their lineup here in a second, but Jensen's the and Schulte, the catcher. In the outfield, got and Jay Harris in the infield at third base. Cooper Hansen at short, Cooper Schneider at second, Talon Hyde at first. And a runner on second for Huron to begin this one. Top of the Kings got the 10-2 win in our first game of the evening. That one missed. Comes sit on the mound. Gonna be hit. Schneider scoops it up at second, over to first. And he's out. Took a moment there, didn't know if he got his foot on the bag. Talking about Talon Hyde at first, didn't know if he got his foot as he's stumbling forward, but he did. Of the inning. The runner will advance. Now Tommy Martin to bat for Huron. No balls, 1 strike to Martin. That's up the first base side. It's going to get past Hyde. Runner's going to come. They did in game 1. Leadoff batter. Lead first. It is 1-7.
25, Andy.
So Andy Porrish, the first baseman, going to come up. So there was another single there for Martin. Only 1 down in the inning. Pitch, hit up the middle, and that's going to be a single for Porrish. Rounding around second was Martin. So 3 hits already in the game for Huron.
Number 22, Jeremy Hofer.
So 1 out. Already leading 1-0 here in the top of the first. First pitch in there for a strike. Going a complete game. Game number 1. From Jensen. Swung on for strike 2. So time call. practice swings here to get back in the rhythm for Jeremy Hofer, second baseman. He'll climb back in. No balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch. That's going to hit. Start things off already with a 1-0 lead and a chance to tack on some more. Give him a chance to breathe a little bit, shake it off. Up to the plate, Parker Bischoff. This is that substitution in. The pitch from Jensen outside, ball 1. Schultz stop that one from getting past and bringing at least 1 run home. Get runners at each bag. Only 1 out in the top of the first. In there. The pitch. Bischoff will. That pitch is going to miss down. He's able to stop it, putting a true name to the nickname of the catcher given to him, the backstop. 2 balls, 1 strike. Work out of a jam here for Brookings in the top of the first. It's hit straight back to him. Leaps up, he tags the runner out. That was Martin trying to come home, so that's out number 2, and a nice pitcher and nice awareness to be able to throw it straight back to home plate. To Tigers at 1. It's a courtesy runner coming out for Bischoff. Bischoff. His first pitch in there for a strike. Shortstop. Pitch from Jensen. So he's got 2 outs on the board, but we're just at the start of this one, game 2 of the doubleheader today. Misses for ball 1. Jensen comes set, delivers, swung on and missed. And Jensen only lets up 1 run in the inning. Elijah Shreve strikeout for number 1 run. Runners left on base. We head to the bottom of the first. Here in game number 2. Post 74 baseball on the Brookings Radio Sports Network. 1-0 Huron leading after the top of the first. We move into the game 2. Brookings gets their first opportunity at the plate, leading it off. Is on the mound going to be Oakley Anderson. We'll give you the fielding lineup. Strike one. We'll start off with the pitcher, obviously, Parker Bischoff. First base, Andy Porish. Second base, Jeremy Hofer. And third base, Tommy Martin. Is that one for ball one to even it up at 1. Then we got shortstop Elijah Shreve, and then the Schuhart. Center field, Trace Wentz. That's hitting to, so that's a leadoff single for the center fielder on the Brookings. Huber.
Up next, number 27, Baker Hansen.
Lineup for Brookings. He'll step in. Brookings with the runner on. That pitch gets away from the catcher. He's going to try and throw him out, but Bischoff not after having to go track that ball down. Krogbing advancing on that pass ball. And the 1-0. Two balls. That's fouled back to the right. And the count will be 2-1. Anderson looks back at second, delivers home to Hansen. So the count will be 3 for Baker Hansen. Anderson delivers. Inside ball. So Brookings will have runners at first.
Bauer.
So Jace Bauer will come up. First pitch to Bauer is fouled backwards. Across the front, and a number below that, black trimmed in white, and then a number on the back. Pants here today at Bob Sheldon Field. It into left field, a good hit for Bauer. Coming. Hansen's going to advance to third. They're sending him around as well as the left fielder. And 2 runs come across to Brookings, and they gain the lead for the first time in this game.
Talon High.
Good base running for Brookings here in that one, and now runner on second after that RBI double from Bauer. So Anderson looking back at second, and then he deals home, and it's in there for strike number 1. So Huron in both games jumping out to, but that lead short-lived in both instances. Brookings scored 3 in the last game, and that one's going to hit down. It's just inside the line, down the left field line. Second, 1 run comes in to score. That's Bauer coming in for. Places him at the second bag. Another RBI double. And it's 3-1 Brookings.
Up next, number 9, Cooper.
to keep this thing going. Brookings, no outs in the bottom of the first, and 3 runs scored already, just as they did in game. That pitch tied for ball 1. One ball, no strikes, and a swung on. Tipped foul. That'll even it up at 1-1. And the pitch home. Died for ball 2.
Are you guys sleeping?
Pitch dealt home. It's going to be swung on. Another base hit into left field. They're going to hold the runner at third this time. Hyde advances up, but he's going to slide. That'll be the first out of the inning, but Schneider will slide head first. Another double. That's 3 straight doubles for Brookings. Should say. Now watches the first pitch go by him for ball 1. And again, another second, this time Cooper Schneider. He takes the pitch home from Anderson. Schneider bat high over his shoulder. Low for ball 3. So big hitters count here for Cooper. In there for strike 1. Try and battle back into this one. Anderson's 20th pitch was that strike. Now here's the 3-1. Down low and inside, ball 4. So Harris and Schneider steals third.
Now batting number 3, Nolan Wagner.
So runners on the corners. Still only 1 out here in the bottom of the first inning. 3-1, the Brookings Bandits leading over the Huron Tigers. And Shreve near second base. Now we're good to resume action. And Wagner standing in the right-handed bat. The runner's going to go from first to second. Hofer coming in, catching the ball. Don't try to take home as well. Harris is in there safe. So both runners in scoring position once again for Brookings. Pitch. One ball, one strike, and the pitch from Anderson. Looks like it's going to hit over on the concourse. Bounce high. The pitch outside. Bischoff having to move to grab it. That one's going to be hit. Nice. They throw it over to first, but Harris is back in time. So line out with 2 outs now after runners still on. First pitch to Schulte. It's gonna just miss off the zone for ball 1. Anderson already his first inning of work up to 26 pitches. It's 27. Foul out near right field. The count to 1-1. The deliver from Anderson. Miss. 2 balls, 1 strike. Back up on the hill. He comes set. And the lefty delivers. Move out of the way just a tiny bit to avoid getting hit there. Count goes to 3-1. And now the count moves to full. With 2 outs, might try to go here. And the 3-2. So Schulte will take his base, and Brookings will now return the favor. After Huron loads the bases in the does the same here in the bottom. 2 outs, however. And a pinch runner coming on. As Jude Meendering will step up. Pitcher that went the full game in game number 1. This game, the 1-0 swung on and missed. Took a big cut at that. Couldn't connect with the hard ball, and the count moves to 1-1. Here's the pitch from Anderson. To the right, hitting on the roof of the grandstand here at Bob Sheldon Field. Kind of in the heart of Brookings, next to Brookings High School. That one misses, brings it to 2-2. Runners at every bag, and here's the 2-2 pitch. All 3. So another full count for a Brookings batter. It's batting all the way through the order here in the bottom of the first. Only 3 runs pushed. It's swung on into center field. Wentz going over to try and grab it. Dives to double for Jude Meendering. Six to 1 lead over Huron in the bottom of the first.
Nolan Krogman.
It's 4 doubles here in the inning. Start things off from Nolan Krogman, who is now at bat again here in the first. First pitch missed for a ball. Anderson delivers the second. That misses as well, ball 2. So Krogman, most obviously, getting a single to start things off, then coming around to score, 1 of 6. Are in this first frame. Wens coming in once again. This time he'll reach up and make the catch, but not before Brookings pushes 6 runs across. 6 runs off of 5 hits. No errors. Runner left on base. We move to the second inning. Huron will back to Bob Sheldon Field after listening to Brookings Base, the Brookings Radio Sports Network. Second inning, and Brookings leading it 6-1 as we welcome you back into Bob Sheldon Field. Huron getting a run to go in the top of the lead that Brookings has built off of 4 doubles and 1 single in the bottom of the first. First pitch from Max Jensen comes across as ball 1. The second one will miss as well. Brookings trying to sweep this doubleheader here, right as in the heart of their schedule. Third pitch in there for strike. This is around the time of the season where you really start looking at the standings and see, well, where could we possibly end up? That one fired in there for ball 3. Brookings would play Renner series here if the season ended today. That one swung on. That'll be strike 2. Now this year, a little quirk. Every team will make it at least to the postseason. Payoff pitch swung on and missed. Huber. That's out number 1 in the inning. So Zach Shear coming up to bat. It's the DH in the 9th position. The first pitch to him delivered. It's upstairs for ball 1. Seeds number 2 through 15 will make rotation. So that's inside for Bolt. The South Dakota American Legion Athletics all their results from the teams that have played them and will play them, as that's hit over to third. Bauer collects, sends it to Hyde at first. That doesn't affect Brookings directly, but that just means that no matter what, every team will, at the very least, to a playoff series in Rapid City Post 22, the host. They don't have to play a series. Pitch swung on. That's skied into the air, and Hyde camps under it and picks up the out. 3. 1, 2, 3 goes Huron. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. As we move to the bottom of the second, and Brookings will come up. Are looking to extend their lead here early on in game number 2 between Huron and Brookings. We'll be of the second here in a moment. You are watching Post 74 Baseball on the Brookings. Move into the bottom of the second inning. Brookings with the 6-1 lead that they built to degrees. Feels like 84 is what. Watch to the south of us as we get more down Sioux City, but I don't think anything's going to affect up here, at least anytime near this game. That's going to be hit into the air and out to first base for out number 1.
Chase Bauer.
Including counties in South Dakota, Minnesota, Iowa. Trying Sioux City, reaching up into very southern Minnesota around Worthington. There's the 1-0. That misses downstairs, ball 2. But as I mentioned, don't believe that anything will reach up here, at least not during the time frame to affect this game. I mean, the skies look perfect, and we're facing out here towards this. There is any weather yet. That one's popped up in the air. Bauer, as it gets taken down. Pitcher doing it himself for out. We're facing, we would definitely see, especially if it was from that direction, but so far the storm's just starting to fire up in northwestern Iowa. Of course, it's been really hot here the past few days. The 0-1. This is upstairs. This ring of fire weather cycle these last few days. And the heat. Had some weather in the overnight hours over here in Brookings. Day, hot but beautiful, as that's fouled straight backwards. 66% humidity, you can kind of feel it once you're out here. But overall, pretty pleasant. Two balls, two strikes, and two outs in the inning already. A pop out to first base and a pop for Baker Hansen and Jace Bauer. And Talon Hyde at the plate. He watches that one go past for ball 3. So that moves the count to full. And here's the payoff from Anderson. Down low and inside for ball 4. That extends the inning and brings up Cooper Schneider, who was both him, Hyde, to hit a double first inning. Large 6 runs were pushed across.
Schneider.
So Schneider stepping in. The throw over to first, going to get away from the first baseman. Coming up now, Hyde will come around second. He'll push it. They finally do get it over to Shreve at short. Up and leg out to the third base bag. And that pitch going to go way above the head of the catcher. And Hyde's going to come in to score. First 2 batters get out. You're thinking, well, this might not be as productive as the last inning. And don't get me wrong, it's still not anywhere near as productive as the first inning. But they do get a run out of it. They push the lead to 6, and they lead at 7-1. That pitch would be ball 2. Two balls, no strikes to Cooper Schneider. As he fouls out one back. We'll finish out its week tomorrow night to Olga. We'll have that game for you on the Brookings Radio Sports Network. That one going to miss for ball 2. Ball 3, pardon. Then they get a little bit of rest. No weekend tournament this weekend, and I believe they're back in next Tuesday here at Bob Shell Mitchell for a doubleheader before taking part in the Minnesota. Sure what that team makeup, but may or may not be any South Dakota. And that's down low. He lays off of it and take his base. Games in the standings only count Senior Legion teams. And I believe if they meet a regular season tournament somewhere, only if it's playing with the same rules as these 2 games tonight here are. Sometimes those tournaments have special rules that you play with. It's that first pitch inside, ball 1. Successful weekend down at the Rock Tournament, the first. Here's the 1-0 pitch from Anderson. And the runner's going to go. Schneider sliding head first into second. Stealing that bag, so runner will be at second for Brookings. The count moves to 2-0. Speaking of local teams, the Brookings Cubs taking on the Harrisburg Woodies tonight in amateur baseball action. No score still, bottom of the first. And that one just got started about 20 minutes ago. Tonight, too, do our best to pass along scores for that one, for those ones. In there for strike two. Also, big game happening in the FIFA World Cup tonight in the round of taking on Bosnia and Herzegovina. Currently near halftime. States leading 1-0. That one's fouled off towards the right. The count stays at 2-2. On updates on that one as well, a big one if they move on, can get to the round of being one of the 3 host nations for this year's World Cup. And missed by Harris, and that is out number 3 here in the second. No errors and left on base. We move to the third, but not before we say thanks to Brookings expertise for all your chiropractic, physical therapy, and massage needs for your back and neck pain, headaches, sports injuries, DOT physical. 696-7222. Brookings Chiropractic for being a sponsor of Post 74 Baseball. And you are here on the Brookings Radio Sports Network. Between Brookings and Huron, the Bandits leading 7-1 over the Post 7 Tigers as Huron back up to bat, and Schuhart up to bat, rounds it over to Bauer. He fires it across the nice play there for Bauer. Baseman for Huron coming up. He slaps that into center field. Krogman comes for out number 2.
Forrest.
So Borish will step in, the left-handed hitter. That pitch in there, nice pitch from Jensen. Got it. No balls, 1 strike here to Porish. Off to the left, out of play. Quick 0-2 count here to Andy Porish, the first baseman. I'm up. That one's going to be fouled off near right field. He'll step back in to face another 0-2 pitch. Here it is from Jensen, outside. Schulte having to stick his arm straight out to grab that one. Ball one, and it's 1-2. The pitch, that's hitting the left field. Meandering, coming over that way. It's going to drop just in front of him. He's going to try and leg out a double. He does get there in time, sliding feet first. So Andy Porish with that double there. And that'll bring up Jeremy Hofer.
22, Jeremy Hofer.
Seven to 1, Brookings with the lead early in this one. It's the middle innings of this 7-inning game played in American Legion, and timeout called at the play. As the sun begins to set, the weird shadows coming defined as it has been in other nights. From Max Jensen. Up the right side, into right field, coming third to score is going to be Jeremy Hofer. Pardon me, that's going to be score.
Now batting, number 1, Parker.
So Hofer with that single. And Huron will have a score 7-2 with a runner at first, and Jensen fires it in there inside. That's hit up straight in the air. Third baseman Bauer drifting over. That pop, third out of the inning. But one run does come across. There were 2 more for Huron. No errors left on base for the Tigers. The third, Brookings with another chance to extend their lead. Here's we reach near the middle innings of this one. We'll be back after this small break. You're watching Post 74 Baseball on the Brookings Radio Sports Network. On as we enter into the last half of the third inning. Coming up first, step in to face Oakley Anderson, who is still in the game of the day between these two teams. And first pitch gonna hit Wagner right either on the leg or the foot. Either way, he will take his
Schulte.
Ben Schulte will come up now. To Wagner. So Schulte, the catcher, will step in. Not recording an at-bat in this game so far, but he did appear in the first inning. Anderson looking between home plate and first base. Decides to fire home. It's inside near that same spot that he hit Wagner. It gets past the catcher, and Wagner will advance over to second. Off the pass ball. Count to Schulte will move to 1-0 after that pitch. Back in the first inning. And up at 1. That's why he didn't record an official last of those 6 runs to score there in the ball game here in the third. Is that pitch going to miss down low for ball 2? No outs. 2-1 count to Schulte, and Anderson looking back at second, now fires home. Anderson game in the 3 innings he's worked so far. He takes ball 4 there. Wagner still up at second after pitch, and Jude Meendering will come up. Left fielder for Brookings, batting 9th here. Runners at first and second for the Bandits. No outs on the... As Meendering squares around a bunt, he pulls it back as the pitch comes inside and low again. Step back in after getting the sign from third coach. In there, strike 1. He's eyeing down the runner, Nolan Wagner. A little bit hanging that lead right foot in the air. Pitcher. So facing the first base side. Meendering bunts, he lays it. He comes out and Bischoff throws him out at first. A nice play by Bischoff, but advanced scoring position. And that brings us back to the top of the order in Nolan Krogman.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
That pitch going to be hit over to third. Martin will throw it home. Bischoff tags him out. So Wagner will be the second.
Number 27, Baker.
Schulte will be at third. Krogman will reach on that fielder's choice. It's in the inning. Runners on the corners for Brookings. Swung on by Hansen. It's high in the air. Porish will drift back and grab it for 3. No runs, no hits, no errors, and base for Brookings. Bauer, Hyde, and Schneider will be up of the fourth, but now we turn to the top of the fourth, and Huron gets its lead at 7-2. We'll be back right after this. Your Radio Sports Network. Five-run lead. They lead at 7-2 as Huron will come back at the top of the top. Elijah. He'll face Jensen, still on the mound for Brookings, and a quick first pitch and a swing by Jensen, just a little bit above 40 pitches so far in this one. On the left side of the field, Hansen drifting back to grab it, coming out of the shortstop position. Don't know if he quite got to the grassy area.
Now batting number 5.
Pop out to short. One here in this top of the fourth. Hansen fires it in, misses just off the edge. Here's the 1-0 pitch. And another one, fouls it backward. Schulte setting up beyond the plate. Pitch it for ball 2. From Jensen. Thrown outside, ball 3. Full and a timeout called at the plate by Huber. 7-2, Brookings leading over Huron. Payoff pitch from Jensen. Again outside, and they walk him. So Huber's going to be at first. That'll bring up the... Get Huron 1 out here in the top of the fourth. 2. Lost game 1 earlier today, 10-2. That brings the count to 0-1. Huber over there at first, takes his lead off. Now the throw over there, not in time. The tag applied, but the ball got away from Hyde. No balls. Blowing away, and Schulte having to stop that one, and it gets away from him. Brings the count to 1-1. Here in this game. The 1-1. Hit over to short. Schneider over to Hyde at first. It's a double play. Three and a 1-2-3 inning technically for Brookings as we move to the bottom of the fourth inning, and Brookings with another chance to the Brookings Radio Sports Network. Seven to 2, Brookings with the lead over Huron as we enter into the bottom of the fourth. A quick score update to bring you up to 3-1 over the Harrisburg Woodies in amateur baseball action. That one in the bottom of the second, and at halftime, once again, the United States up 1-0 over Bosnia and Herzegovina. The round of 32 in the field. The knockout stages. Eldon Field, first pitch to Jace Bauer, misses for ball one. Oakley Anderson still on the mound. He hits that in. Long arcing throw from Shreve to Porch, and he gets thrown out there on a sixth. That's out number one. So now Talon Hyde will step up. For Brookings. There's 8 pitches in this game already. That one's gonna hit base. Had to kind of leap up. It hit him in the.
Up next, number 9.
Trying to leap out of the way, wasn't able to do so. His base. Base runner. And Cooper Schneider will step up now. At bats so far in this game. And his team leads it. Left-handed pitcher facing the first base side, sends it in. That's hit out. Hyde back to first base. Off the bat, if he could get that, the sun, a weird spot out there, peeking through some trees, but he was able to do it. Number 2, still a runner on first for Hyde. Again, mentioned Anderson, the left-handed pitcher. He's facing the first base side, so he's a to pump fake him a little bit. He'll just deal to the plate and is hit straight. And that'll advance Hyde up to second. And a base hit for Harris. So runners on first and second now, 2 outs on the scoreboard, and Nolan Wagner will step up to the plate. As Anderson does eclipse that 80 pitch mark. He's now at back on the mound, looking back at second. Hill, and it's in there for strike one. Nolan lined out to short in the eventually making it all the way around to third and then getting thrown out at home. Low. Wagner staying off of it. Hyde at second, Harris at first, and Brookings lead. The pitch from Anderson. That'll miss outside the zone. Hyde over to make the catch. to a hitter's count. 2 balls, 1 strike. Outs in the inning. The pitch to is down low, ball 3. Time called as ball comes out of the Huron. Throw must have gone. Ended up out in left field. Be throwing it back in, and we're ready for action. 3 balls, 1 strike, the count to Nolan Wagner, and the pitch from Anderson is going to miss for ball 4. It gets away for Brookings.
Now batting number 12, Ben Schulte.
So Schulte comes up to bat with the bases juiced. Second time for Brookings this game. Last time was in the first inning where they put up scored 1 cents. It's that for side for ball 1. The order. But this inning started with the third batter. The 1-0 is hit, and it's high up in the air. 3 players chasing it, but the right fielder Huber come in, make the basket catch, and retire. Runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 3 left on the base paths for Brookings. And we will head to the 5th inning. But not before we say thank you to Brookings Chiropractic Center and Physical Therapy. They have your back this season. You can team up with their expertise for all your chiropractic, physical therapy, and massage needs for your back and neck pain, headaches, sports injuries, DOT physical, and acupuncture. They're located on 22nd Avenue in Brookings. Call 696-7222. Thank you to Brookings Chiropractic Center and Physical Therapy for being a sponsor of Post 74 Baseball. We'll be back right after this small break. You're watching Post 74 Baseball on the Brookings Radio Sports Network. Brookings still leading by 5 as we enter into inning number 5 over Huron. Coming up to bat, we're back at the top of the order for Huron. Trace Wenz, the center fielder. Seems as if Huron's manager, Jason Babel, far, I don't believe any changes in the lineup from what I can see and in the hole. As Wen sees ball 1 go past him. Now that's hit over to Hansen at short. Over to first. 6-3 put out to start things off in inning number 5.
Now batting number 2.
Earlier tonight, 11-10, 8-5 overall in league play. Huron only winning 2 games so far this season. They dropped to 2-8 to avoid getting swept once again after being swept by last week. That pitch in there for strike 1. Strike 2. Nice pitch from Jensen. The 56 is going to be swung on, hit into the air, going birds for the last like 5 to 10 steps was Schneider. Pick up the ball and out number 2. So now Tommy Martin stepping up, the third baseman for Huron. One for 2 so far in this game. Straight back for strike 1. Two outs for Huron. They trail 7-2. The pitch from Jensen, that swung on into right field. Harris will grab it, and another 1-2-3 inning for Brookings. As no runs come across, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on. To bat once again. We'll be back. Small break. You're watching Post 74 Baseball on the Brookings Radio Sports Network. As we come into the bottom of the 5th, Zach Shear on to pitch. Anderson, who finishes with 4 innings, 7 runs, 6 of them earned, 6 hits, striking out, hitting 2 batsmen, and currently in line to take the loss. So Shear comes on to pitch for in there. For strike 1 after it was fouled. And 1 strike. And up to bat, June Meendering. Brookings hasn't scored since the second. Still leads 7-2. That's hit over to and Meendering will reach.
Now batting number 6, Nolan Krogman.
It's officially going to be an error on the shortstop. Elijah Shreve. That'll bring us back to the top of the order for Nolan Krogman. With a runner on first and no outs in the bottom of the 5th, leading by 5. First. So Meendering will move up to second off that balk. And the first official pitch to Krogman. Miss upstairs for ball 1. Runner in scoring position for Brookings. Waits for the pitch from Shear, and that misses down and inside for ball 2. So he's facing the third base side. That pitch in there for strike 1. Either way, no matter which way you pitch, you have to look to your side for either home or not going to happen. So Meandering will steal third. He's knocking on the doorstep as the count moves to 2-2 to Krogman at the plate. Misses for ball 3, and that moves the Here's the payoff. Up face of Krogman, and it's ball 4. So he walks, and Brookings has runners on the corners. Baker Hansen will come up to bat. Coach in the third base coach stands in. Runner's going to steal second. That's Krogman. There's no throw, so he's in there standing. Runners are in scoring position. Goes to 1-0 to Hansen, the right-handed batter's box. Stroke for him, and coming around Krogman, and Hansen's RBI double, a 2 RBI double. 2 more runs tacked on for Brookings. That makes it 9-2.
Bauer.
So the third baseman Bauer will come up now. Still no outs in the inning, and a runner on second. So a good hit could bring Hansen around to score. They throw back to second to try and catch him sleeping. They don't. So he'll take the lead off second. Late, misses for ball 1. One ball, no strikes. 2. Between his lead and second base. Of a 2 RBI double from Hansen, who's at second base, and Bauer.
Number 20, Talon Hyde.
From Shear in there for ball 1. Talon Hyde at the plate. He's 1 for 1 on the day. Having been walked, hit by a pitch. After being thrown out at home. The pitch from Shear misses for ball 2. But no strikes. Shear comes inside. He throws it in there, and it's ball 3. That's the 20th pitch for Zach. He's coming in relief Anderson, who pitched 4 innings. So far responsible for 7 out of the 9 runs. And So Hyde will walk to first, to second, Hanson over to third, and Brookings has this game number 2. Now Bischoff and Shear having a conversation. Plate.
Number 9, Cooper.
As they get ready for
Schneider.
Cooper Schneider. Will step up. His team with a 7-run lead, 9-2, here in the bottom of the 5th. Somewhere as Shear was his progression. Now strike 1. Schneider 1 for 2 on the day. One of those on to second. So they will come in to score, and it is now 10-2. And that is the
And number 34, Ryder Anderson.
So Schneider reaches on the get Hyde out at second, but Bowers over at third. They'll let him. Both runners in scoring position once again. The count 1-0 to Ryder Anderson. He's coming in for J. Harris. That's usually his spot. 2 balls, no strikes to Anderson. First appearance of the day. That's in there for strike 1. Two is the score. Brookings getting 3 runs across so far in this inning. Sure. And Bauer decides to hold it up at third. A few strides down the third base line before he decided, well, I might better let up on it. Here's the 3-1 pitch from. That's ball 4.
Now batting number 3.
So the DH Wagner will step up. Once again, bases loaded for Brookings. For ball 1. The 1-0 pitch from Wagner. That is for ball 2. Shear already at 30 pitches. Just coming in to pitch this inning is first. That's in there for strike 1. Long inning for the Huron defense. And it it back up to even. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Nolan Wagner with the base. The pitch. Ball 3. Wagner holding off of that one. Didn't even check his swing. Didn't even look like he was going to go around. So side. Do it again. Here in the last of the 5th. Payoff pitch again. This time it's going to get through field. 1 comes to score. Here comes another one. The runner's going to stay at second. comes across. Schneider as well. Harris moves to second. Wagner on 12-2 the final.
Brookings 12.
That's 12 runs off of 8 hits for Brookings, and for Huron off of 3 errors and 2 runs in. The final numbers here, final box score. This game will be Oakley Anderson went 4 innings, gave up 7 runs, 6 of them earned, 6 hits as well, 7 walks. Jack Shear came in relief, gave up 2 hits, 5 strikeouts. On the opposite side for Brookings, you had Max Jensen setting him up for tomorrow's bout against Volga. Jensen went 5 innings, giving up 5 hits, 7 earned, 1 walk, and 2 strikeouts in the game. On the offensive side of things, Huron had a goal from Andy Porish. From Trace Wenz. And for Brookings, had Meandering and Talon Hyde. And stolen bases from Jay Harris, Jude Meandering, and Nolan Krogman. So again, the final score from these 2 games here today. Game number 1. In 10 runs on 5 hits and no errors. Here on 2 runs, 7 hits and 4 errors. And in game number 2, in run rule fashion in 5 innings, gets the win 12-2, 8 hits, 1 error, and for Huron falls to 2-19 overall, 1-16 in league play, and Brookings goes 2 above 500 at 12-10 overall and 9-5 in league play. So that's back at it again tomorrow against Post 114. They will be playing that one. It is scheduled for 6:30, just a single game, but they will be having games here at Bob Sheldon Field, kind of a 4th of July tradition. It's all schedule coming up if I can. His 250th birthday, which is coming up on 30. Brookings Junior Legion Red will Junior Legion, and then at 4:30 Brookings Volga's Junior Legion, and then to end out the night at 6:30, Volga Post 114 Senior Legion as well. And poster signings by the Brookings Senior Legion play the game, and entry to the game donation, and tomorrow going to the Harvard. Again, the final scores here today. In game 1, 10-2, Brookings gets the win, and in game 2, Brookings gets the Until tomorrow, I want to say thank you for listening. Have a great rest of your night. Good night on the Brookings Radio Sports Network.